The day of worship that will lead many to hell. Warning: millions of Christians are following a tradition that leads to eternal destruction. What if I told you that worshipping on the wrong day could cost you your salvation? Judgment Day is coming. Will you be found faithful, or will you hear the words, "I never knew you"? Matthew chapter 7:23. Welcome to today's urgent biblical revelation, the day of worship that will lead many to hell. For centuries, believers have followed Sunday worship as if it were God's command. But did God ever change the Sabbath? Or is this the greatest deception in Christianity? In this video, we'll expose what the Bible says about the true day of worship, who changed the Sabbath to Sunday, and why. Why following man's traditions instead of God's law leads to destruction. Skeptics and non-believers, I challenge you to disprove these biblical facts. The challenge begins. 1. God's law commands the Sabbath, not Sunday. Exodus 20:8-11. The fourth commandment says, "Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy." Genesis 2:2-3. At creation, God sanctified the seventh day, not the first. Malachi 3:6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Fact: the Bible never changed the Sabbath to Sunday. Challenge to skeptics: find one verse where God changed the Sabbath to Sunday. 2. Jesus and his disciples kept the Sabbath. Luke 4:16. Jesus kept the Sabbath as his custom was. Matthew 24:20. Jesus prophesied that his followers would still be keeping the Sabbath in the last days. Acts 17:2. Paul, even after Jesus' resurrection, continued worshipping on the Sabbath. Fact: if Sunday replaced the Sabbath, why didn't Jesus or his disciples say so? Challenge to skeptics: if Jesus and his disciples kept the Sabbath, why do modern churches worship on Sunday? 3. The Catholic Church admits it changed the Sabbath. Catholic Record, September 1, 1923. Sunday is our mark of authority. The Church is above the Bible. Convert's Catechism of Catholic Doctrine. We observe Sunday instead of Saturday because the Catholic Church transferred the solemnity. The Catholic Mirror, 1893. The Catholic Church, by virtue of her divine mission, changed the day from Saturday to Sunday. Fact: the Catholic Church openly admits it changed the Sabbath, not God. Challenge to skeptics: if the Catholic Church changed the Sabbath, why are Protestants obeying it instead of the Bible? 4. The Bible warns about false worship. Mark 7:7-9. In vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Daniel 7:25. A religious power would think to change times and laws. Revelation 14:9-10. Those who accept false worship will face God's wrath. Fact: Sunday worship is not obedience, it's rebellion against God's law. Challenge to skeptics: if the Bible warns against following man's laws over God's, why do you still worship on Sunday? Call to action. The day of worship that will lead many to hell. Will you follow God's law or man's deception? The Bible is clear. God never changed the Sabbath. Millions are being deceived. Will you wake up before it's too late? Challenge: can you find one verse proving Sunday worship? Comment below. Like, share, and subscribe to spread the truth.